So wow, shots fired. Yes, this just happened. Xbox just sent a dig at Hogwarts Legacy and PlayStation over the PlayStation exclusive and apparently best quest in the game. We're going to be talking about how this could potentially impact Hogwarts Legacy in the future and gaming overall. Also, someone betted big on Hogwarts Legacy and netted nearly $200 million off this big gamble. Also, how long in total does it take to complete the Merlin Trials when you complete every single one of them all together? Someone figured it out. It's not good news. Let me tell you what, WB Games needs to address this ASAP. And apparently you can lose your save file or it can be corrupted. We're seeing the community talking about this a lot lately. Let's see what WB Games is doing about it. We have a response from them. And also, check this out right here. That's right, I'm doing a very big next-gen console giveaway. So for a chance to win a PS5, Xbox Series X, or Nintendo Switch, be sure to follow that link in the pinned comment. Good luck to everyone who enters. All right, so yes, we got to talk about this one right here. It says, Phil Spencer says Xbox won't pull a Hogwarts Legacy with Call of Duty. This sounds like kind of a dig towards Hogwarts Legacy and PlayStation for their exclusive deal. Let's see what he had to say about this one. And also, we're going to be talking about, yes, the big discussion lately happening. It's the console wars, Xbox versus PlayStation. We know Starfield is around the corner. Let's go ahead and dive into this. So it goes on to say this right here. Let me zoom it in. If Xbox successfully acquires Activision and Blizzard and the Call of Duty franchise, PlayStation gamers don't have to worry about missing out on any content. Console exclusivity for certain content or games is one of the main ways that PlayStation and Xbox compete, with the companies shelling out cash to secure timed exclusives for their platforms. A recent example of this can be found in the wildly successful open-world Harry Potter action RPG Hogwarts Legacy, which some people would say wrong to call it a Harry Potter game. But anyway, they go on to say this furthermore. It says, in the Xbox On interview, Spencer stated that Xbox wants to increase the places where people can play Call of Duty. You obviously don't want a game bigger by taking it away from anyone that's playing it today, Spencer said, pointing out that there are 58 games from Xbox's portfolio already available on the PlayStation Store. Spencer was then asked about the possibility of exclusive content for Call of Duty gamers on Xbox if the acquisition goes through, but made it clear that won't happen, using Hogwarts Legacy's PlayStation exclusive quest as an example. Spencer said, that's not the game we're trying to play here. So to me, it sounds like some feathers were ruffled by the fact that, yes, PlayStation got this exclusive quest. And yeah, by many people's accounts, it is by far the best quest the game has to offer. And even PlayStation fans are like, yo, this is not right. Why is this exclusive to the PlayStation? Now, remember, the quest is only exclusive for a year. So at least we do know that Xbox and PC users would, of course, eventually get this quest line down the road. So it's not all a loss, of course. But yes, it's kind of disappointing to see that it is locked away only on one console. But it's good to note that it seems like Xbox is willing to keep a lot of the current existing content or games that are third-party very much third-party and not do any of this exclusivity BS that we've been seeing lately with Hogwarts Legacy. Now, it says this, Spencer acknowledged that exclusive content is part of the industry, but the Xbox isn't looking to make gun skins or certain game modes exclusive to Xbox when it comes to the Call of Duty franchise. He said the same version of the game will be available on all platforms and pointed out that's why Xbox is already doing with this multi-platform games. If you're a Minecraft player on PlayStation, I don't think you feel like you have a lesser version, which I think a lot of people were bummed that they feel like they might have a lesser version of Hogwarts Legacy just because they're not on PlayStation. Now, it gets interesting though. There's a little bit of a wrinkle here because yes, there are going to be things that are very, very exclusive to the Xbox experience going forward. Do you really think the Xbox is going to be all loving and kind towards every single platform, considering the amount of money they have shelled over with their Bethesda deal? Now, it goes on to say this right here. If we zoom it in once again, it says from Phil Spencer, I never said Starfield wouldn't be exclusive to Xbox. I think what I said is we're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. We're not going to pull games that are on other platforms. Exclusive titles in the console space is part of the business. All platform holders do it. They're marketing beats for the platform. Our competitors have a lot of exclusive games. So when we're launching new games, there are certain games that we're going to make. Exclusive for us is always a little bit hard because we ship everything on PC as well. But let's just say ship on Xbox, PC, and playable on cloud. And some of those won't be available on other competitive platforms. And again, it only makes sense, and it's such a bummer to know that Bethesda games, which in my mind have always been third-party, available to everyone, is going to be super exclusive to one platform. I'm still bummed about that, but also very excited to play Starfield. Of course, I'm going to be playing on PC anyway. That's where a lot of my gaming is, since I got my new Zydex PC. But yes, Starfield's going to be awesome, and that kind of goes to show you how it's going to be in the future for gaming. In my opinion, nothing much is going to change. However, it's good to note that Xbox is willing to work with third parties and say, hey, you know what? We don't really want to withhold content with third-party games like we have seen with Hogwarts Legacy. So for me, that's actually really good news. Now, furthermore, it goes on to say this right here. There's no example in Bethesda of us pulling something away from the PlayStation community that they had, or of games that people are playing, us not continuing to update those. Same thing with Minecraft Dungeons, and we'll do the same thing with Minecraft Legends when it comes out. So, interesting right there. Now, check this out right here. Someone has discovered something very interesting about the Merlin Trials. Check it out. It says this is how long you have to watch Merlin Trials scenes in Hogwarts Legacy. Let me tell you what, it is not good news. So it goes on to say this. Today, Redditor Ches Cattell answered a question that many impatient players had in mind. How long does it take to watch the animation of all 95 Merlin Trials? According to them, takes 950 seconds, which is around 16 minutes of time that the player will never get back, as each animation takes around 10 seconds to play out. Their math is right, which this is being generous in my mind, because he's not even calculating, of course, actually solving the Merlin trial, which adds so much more time depending on many different various factors. If there's other enemies roaming around the Merlin trial, which can happen. And of course, the redundancy factor is definitely there. So in my mind, it's way more time lost. And the big problem with this, in my personal opinion, is the long-term life of Hogwarts Legacy is very much being threatened by the Merlin Trials, by an actual feature of this game. There needs to be some sort of major patch where you can skip these awful Merlin Trials cinematics, or somehow have the game at least solve them for you at some point, especially if it recognizes that, hey, you've done this many, many times before. You've already completed the game. You're basically in, I guess you would say, a new game or new game plus type experience. There should be an option to skip these in some way, shape, or form, at least in my opinion. And let me tell you what, some people betted big for Hogwarts Legacy. Check it out. It says Seth Klarman's Valpast Fund has likely scored a $190 million gain on Warner Bros. Discovery this year as Hogwarts Legacy sells boom. This is pretty insane right here. Of course, it took a lot of money going into this. This firm is already full of very wealthy people. It just shows the rich get richer, but check it out. It says Seth Klarman's Valpast has likely made a $190 million gain. Of course, the billionaire investors hedge fund built a 1.3% stake worth almost $300 million last year. So that was the foundation of this. And then it went up to clear up to like $500 million, that investment. So you could see the gain there. The bet was definitely worth it. And that was a pretty significant bet. Of course, I'm sure these people were tracking the game's progress and were very, very impressed with what they saw. We've seen bets like this go horribly wrong. In the case of Cyberpunk 2077, investors actually sued, of course, CD Projekt Red, and they only won, I think it was a $1.9 million lawsuit. So yeah, I don't think they even got back what they lost. But this time, you know what? It actually paid off. But yeah, we need to talk about the issues going on with people's save files with Hogwarts Legacy. It seems to be on the side of, get this, Xbox players dealing with some problems here. I don't know if this is universal across all platforms. Let me know if you're having any issues with your save file. I did have only one, and that is actually when I was playing on Xbox Series X. It did not save a lot of my progress. I was like, wait, I thought for sure it auto-saved, and now I'm seeing that this is actually a problem. So here it is. It says this from Mr. J. Jones, who says, what's going on with the autosave feature? Just lost over 2 hours of progress after dying. Didn't save anything. I'm on Xbox and my storage is fine. Furthermore, we have this post here as well. It says, there are hundreds of people who can't even play Hogwarts Legacy because their games won't save. Why is this not fixed yet? And yes, WB Games support did respond. They went on to say this. Thanks for letting us know about the saving troubles you're experiencing. This issue is currently being looked into. We would truly appreciate if you could upvote and share your experience as well. Thanks for your help. So yeah, it's currently being looked into. I imagine in the next patch, this will be addressed. And you're probably wondering, hey, Robbie, what about the next patch? Well, we did have that question here. How long until a patch? Because I love this game and I'm very upset I cannot play it. And the response is there's no answer here on when the next patch would be out. However, that answer is going to be coming from the official Hogwarts Legacy Twitter account. So whenever that news drops, I will have you guys in the know about it, of course. I imagine they'll just release the patch and say, hey, here's the patch, go get it, here's the patch notes, and I will definitely cover that for you all. But yeah, let's get into your top comments. Be sure to leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video. So yes, my most recent video was this one right here. Check it out. It says new secret update, the next big update, Elden Ring's big expansion, and more. So yeah, if Elden Ring can get an expansion, despite the fact that, yes, Hogwarts Legacy has actually outsold Elden Ring, then Hogwarts Legacy deserves an expansion no matter what. Let's see what you guys had to say about this one. So, Donald C. Stewart says this, I love my journey through Hogwarts. We need many, many, many expansions and more added content. This game has given us a real chance to explore the wizarding world. Let's expand on this, but not just London, all of it, if not most of Europe. See how the acts of the player truly affect the wizarding world. We have dreamed of this for decades, and we need to capitalize on this as much as possible. Agree 100%, as long as it doesn't become oversaturated and redundant. They have to be careful about franchise fatigue. It's one of the worst things that can happen to a franchise, so I think they also know that. So yeah, I think what WB Games is thinking, and I'm trying to figure out their way of thinking, is that they're going to be rotating between two big franchises. That's going to be, of course, Hogwarts and then Middle-earth. So I think that's what they're going to do and give breathing room between each one. All right, furthermore, we have this one from PJ, who says, my wife, who has never played anything beyond Mario Party, is at 82% completion for Hogwarts and like 80 hours played. It's been quite the adventure teaching her how to properly navigate the camera using the right joystick. She's been obsessed with the series since the first book came out. I'm sure she'd be giddy if they announced the release of any sort of meaningful content so soon after the initial release. So yeah, we have to wait until the PS4 and Xbox One version of the game releases, and then and only then would we ever hear about DLC type content. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of time. I think give it at least 3 months minimum before they even talk about anything regarding DLC or expansions, but you never know, they could surprise us. Furthermore, we have this one from Vetterlit, who says, I hope they make DLCs that introduce more creatures, more outfits, more customization, and choices and romance options. Mentioning that, it would be cool if they could redo some of this loot system. I feel like the loot system has a lot to be desired with it. Of course, this is not a looter shooter. It's not like an Anthem experience or a Destiny. So I let it slide a little bit, but I still think they need to go in and fine-tune this system big time. But there it is, the latest happenings around Hogwarts Legacy. And yeah, we did have some other news in there about other games and I guess you would say the future of what it looks like for third-party, first-party exclusives and that sort of thing going forward between Xbox versus PlayStation. It's going to be an interesting journey for sure in the next couple of years. But I think it's safe to say you're going to want to own basically every single platform, despite it being expensive to do so. But there's going to be some content here on every platform that is going to be exclusive when it comes to first-party titles. And yeah, you're going to want to check it out for sure. But there it is. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Hogwarts Legacy and open world gaming goodness. And I will see you all next time. Take care.